How's it going, everyone? It is Liam Catterson here with Moon Knight as we get into episode number 5, the penultimate episode, which, you know, is sad, to be fair. I've really enjoyed this journey. Moon Knight has just been a phenomenal show, and I'm excited to see what goes down in this episode, considering last time, those final 10 minutes... it was a real journey, wasn't it? So, yeah, and then we closed things out with a hippopotamus. Sorry, blame Oscar Isaac for that one. So, no, but I think Taruret is the name of the, I guess, hippo goddess that approached in the last episode, so people have elucidated to me. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how we do set things up, of course, for the final episode, as, of course, we have Arthur now so close after dealing with Mark to unleashing Amit. So I do suspect that's how we're going to kind of conclude things for this episode, just to have that tension and for us to wait a week to see what does happen. But I am looking forward to seeing what happens in this episode. So with that said, let's get into episode number 5 of Moon Knight. Let's go.
It's not about me, okay? Let's start with you. Let's try it your way.
No, you're not the real doctor.
Tell me, how did you come to be here today?
How did you get here?
I took the bus.
Anticlimactic.
How you got here? You seek shelter for different aspects of the self from our most traumatic memories. It's called just an organizing principle, okay? Some people, they see a castle, right? Somebody else
is just
will
going to have
see
more
maze
conviction
or
for Mark that...
A psych ward?
Yeah, this is more make-believe.
A second ago, I thought that I'd been shot to death.
Oh, gosh. This will really bake your noodle, but I think you were just taking a little time out. I'm afraid you are actually quite dead.
I'm sorry, what?
Nope.
That consciousness exists.
Yeah.
Like the ancestral plane. Oh, just gorgeous. Anyway, I do actually have cards for all this. You just wait. And,
Mark's done.
Sorry. Wait,
We go through here, there's gonna be a bunch of patients, and there's Crawley probably about to yell, bingo! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Surprise? Doesn't sound all insane now, does it? Oy. Holy damn!
What is this?
Oh, she's weighing our hearts on the scales of justice.
Oh.
See, the ancient Egyptians believed that the heart was the sign of who you really were in love.
Is this going to cause an imbalance or something? Because Mark and
Stephen
permitted to pass into the field of reeds.
What if they don't balance?
you get thrown overboard. Whee!
The dead will drag you down into the duat, where...
If it comes to it, kill the hippo, steal the boat. Kill.
Yeah. We don't kill the hippo.
Do you remember this?
Jake?
Yeah, I don't know, it's a street. You know, how many streets have you walked down your whole life?
There's got to be some significance.
Mark, why is there a child in a room filled with people that you've killed?
No.
Steve, don't go near him. Man.
No.
What's your name there? Oh, hold on there.
But he's not inactive unlike everyone else.
You got to get out of here!
Oh no.
Where are they? Steven! Get back here! Boys!
This is all gonna be on his shoulders.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Oh shh.
Hey, Steven.
I want my Roro back. I want him back.
Oh.
You were supposed to keep him safe?
Steven, let's go.
Let him drown. This is all your
No,
fault.
come on. Come on. No. Oh, shit.
We were always jealous of him. Ever since he was born. I should have known you would do something like this.
Fucking hell.
Mom, what are you doing?
This hurts. Oh, I feel so bad for him.
Called for no witnesses, and I couldn't live with that.
Oh,
Doctor and Foley, Layla's dad.
I tried to get them all away.
oh my god.
Oh,
Serve me during this time. In exchange for your life,
Scales, huh?
do you swear to protect the travelers of the night and bring my vengeance to those who would do them harm?
Shit.
Vulture.
Then rise and live again as my fist of vengeance, as my Moon Knight.
Ah, he's at the thing! This is a kind of a sick transition, I can't lie.
Right now, I'll tell you everything. Okay? I'm just begging you. Don't make
See
this
so
go
much
there again.
fears
It's not worth
channeling in Mark right now.
it. Worth it, Mark. You're about to lose everything. Do you understand?
You have to.
If we don't get back,
Come on, take it. Yeah. I'm so proud.
Throw it in his face!
Open this door!
I don't like where this is going, Mike.
Bloody hell. Look at the state of this place. Better sort it out before Mum sees it.
Mark,
Oh shit!
right now! You're gonna learn to listen.
Oh no, 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 no. What the fuck?
I want to see what she did. I want to see what she did. You're not meant to see that. You're not meant to see that. That's the whole point of you.
Holy shit!
Dad called me after all these years about her Shiva, and I couldn't do it.
Oh my god.
No, this is all wrong.
Steven, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, thank you. No. Let me out, 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 let me out.
Hey, you did it!
That's so strange. Little haircut, little silly tash there.
Silly Tash.
It's very Ned Flanders.
What's up to you now?
Yes!
My fault. I asked Mark to open up to you. Did he get a
Stupid
chance?
sexy Harrow. Oh.
Mom is dead.
Oh. Oh. Fucking hell.
Hey, Mum. Hey, you alright? Yeah, would you believe it? I am totally lost again. I
Wait.
don't know where I am.
It's not even on a dial thing, the phone.
No, I know, I did it again. But I don't know, I'm looking
Oh,
down the
this is
street.
getting even more tragic.
I think it was a bit like Mayfair. I think you were just a child. It wasn't your fault.
That belief is just going to be instilled with you, isn't it, for the rest of your life at such a young age?
Really rooting for you guys, but the unbalanced souls of the duat now must claim yours.
It's... what the... Oh no.
Mark, you've got this. But if I'm you,
So do you.
I've got this too.
Yeah, you got this too. Come on! Come on, Steven! they gone down there? She. Oh. She. Oh my God, Steve. No, Stephen. No, my heart. Oh my God.
Stop the boat! Stop the boat!
And now it's Ballad. Oh, come on, no.
Scales are back.
It's all sad and everything, but this shot just looks absolutely beautiful. Holy fuck. How dare they do that to Stephen? How dare they? I mean, Stephen had to be protected at all costs, and then he just goes and sacrifices himself. And honestly, this show is just superb. My heart was just... yeah. That was quite emotional. That was rough, emotional, and really, really superb. I'm just loving the show more and more, and yeah. Wow. It is interesting, though, that Phase 4 of the MCU is nothing but pain and trauma. Nothing else. No other emotion. It's pain and trauma all the way through Phase 4. So Miss Marvel is going to be very, very interesting, considering I'm expecting that to be light-hearted and all that. So I'll see what kind of pain and trauma is induced in that series. Yeah, like I said, this is my favorite. I think this is my favorite Moon Knight episode. It's the emotions just getting to me. No, it was really, really powerful, and Oscar, you know, he killed it. Especially when there was moments of both Stephen and Mark, I guess, reliving the past, and you just like, especially when he refused his dad's offer to come inside, and there was that switch. You had Mark on the well, he was breaking down, given the what happened, and then you have Stephen switch, and yeah, so. Oh. Yeah, but this was a really, really incredible episode. Very painful, but really well done. My only issue is I'm really worried about how they're going to wrap up everything for the next episode, because there are still quite a few things, like, of course, we'll have Mark's inevitable return to stop Harrow from unleashing Armit. I'm not even sure if Armit is, like, how much focus we're going to get of Armit. So, because there are other aspects to focus on as well. Like, we'll have a bit of Layla, of course, but I'm also really wondering, is Jake going to be involved? Because they have been teasing this third personality. And you had the other sarcophagus in the last episode, which was teasing to Jake, since Stephen emerged from the second sarcophagus. And, yeah, I was really expecting, in terms of the whole balancing of the scales, this is where Jake is going to have to come into play. And no, it didn't work like that. So I am really curious to see if and how Jake is going to tie in, because I feel like this episode would have been, if anything, probably ideal for Jake to emerge. So, yeah, but... no, it was just really, really painful going through Mark's story, what's even more painful is the reality of Stephen's situation. Not only is he a coping mechanism, really, but also those conversations with his mother, I guess, yeah, they didn't really happen because, like, I don't know if this is more so, I feel like it's more so deliberate that, you know, you saw the phone and it wasn't on the, you know, the screen when you're talking to someone, especially when Harrow asked for Stephen's mother and it was just the dial, yeah. So, but I did like have a little bit of a look-see at that moment, and I saw, like, obviously he's not talking to anyone. It's still on, I guess, the home screen. So he's just thinking he is talking to his mother. And this is the thing which we made a mention of, I guess, or what I made a mention of, and other people seemed to absorb that sentiment. There are elements in Mark's life that Stephen takes on that Mark wishes were better, and we did make mention about the mother, as well as other factors, but I think with this episode it's very poignant to focus on the mother because she is up there with, in terms of shitty parents in the MCU. So, you know, she could just have a chill day with Thanos, with Ego, all those shitty parents, and yeah, they'd get on like a house on fire. Yeah, it was just really, really, like, it was really devastating that she pinned all of this on Mark, that she resented Mark and felt like he was responsible for Stephen's death, and not Stephen, Mark's brother's death, should I say. And it's just really, really sad because obviously we saw that room filled with all the people that Mark took in terms of their lives. And then the little boy entered the room. At first I thought, okay, that's Mark somehow. So, and then obviously 2 seconds later we saw, well, Mark had a brother. So, and I was really, really worried when they would wander off to the cave, that whereas Mark might not have killed him, unlike the other people, he would feel that responsibility, and that showed especially when his mother blamed him. And as a kid, that belief is going to be drilled into you. It's going to it's going to be a thing that will consume your life. So it makes sense that Mark's brother entered the room with the dead, but he wasn't inactive like everyone else, because those who are inactive, who looked, I guess, a bit more decayed, they are people who Stephen, the lives that Stephen took, that Mark took, should I say. Whereas his brother, he feels that responsibility, but that wasn't him. He didn't exactly strangle him or whatever. It was just an accident that sadly, a tragic accident that sadly happened to his brother. And yeah, and not just that though, but like I said, as a child, that blame from his mother, it's going to be ingrained into you, and it's going to be hard to accept that it wasn't your fault. Like, even present day Mark, he was very, very scared in regards to reflecting on his brother, and Stephen was there just comforting him, saying, this is not all on you, okay? So, but it was just very, very heartbreaking going into how Mark was received by his mother. And I mean, there was obviously struggles from Mark and his mother, but I didn't think it would go this dark in terms of the abuse that Mark went through, the blame, and the alcoholism. And it was just really heartbreaking. And it's not just the fact that the death of his brother that's going to be ingrained in him for the rest of his life, and it's going to be hard to, shrug off. But also with the fact that his mother died, that's not exactly going to help matters. So, and I just feel so bad for the father as well, because he seemed to be a decent guy. He seemed to be all, understanding and all that jazz. He wasn't harsh. And yet he lost, like, one of his sons died, his partner died, and not just that though, but she spiraled as well. And then Mark cannot stomach the fact of returning to the house, so he's all alone. So I do feel so bad for the father as well. Obviously, with Mark and Stephen as well. It's really, really tragic, and you do feel so much for them the most. But you've also got to take in consideration of the father, who's just been through hell as well. So yeah, and it just is really, really heartbreaking with Stephen's story in terms of the fact that you have Mark, who's been trying to protect him, shield him from the reality of the situation, and all this time Stephen came about all because of the fact that it's the idea that Stephen's a coping mechanism, that Mark is deflecting all of the pain and trauma that he went through, and he created Stephen to kind of shield himself from the pain. So, which obviously ties in well with how elements of Mark's life seems to be better in terms of when Stephen comes about. There is not as much pain. I mean, we know that Stephen's had trouble dating and all of that, but we know that Mark feels guilty in regards to Layla, and we saw how that came about in terms of the murders that happened, especially to Layla's father, and not just that though, but yeah, he had that revelation that Mark tried to save the archaeologists, and and we saw how Khonshu reached out to him, and we had everything that spawned from Mark becoming the Moon Knight. So yeah, so that was really, really interesting, seeing how the origins came about. But yeah, it was just a really, really sad circumstance, this episode. So I do kind of have a bit of a suspicion, by the way, in regards to Gus. I want to say, and this might be a bit of a stretch, but considering the, constant disappearing and all of that, I want to say Gus is kind of like a... because... Again, we're going back to the whole idea that elements of Mark's life are like when Stephen takes the front seat, should I say. Elements of Mark's life, there are it kind of gets replicated, but it's not as traumatic for Stephen. So I want to say, because I want to say that Gus is kind of like I don't know. I don't want to say replica, but you get the idea of Gus is a replica of his brother. So, because there is that close, we saw in episode 1, there is that closeness, and how he can't, I guess, live without him. Hence why Mark replaces him. So, yeah. I want to... that might be a bit of a stretch, but I'm just thinking back to the idea of there are certain elements of Mark's life that is replicated in some degree for Stephen, but is not as traumatic. So, we'll just... and I guess it kind of makes sense... this is a stretch, definitely. It kind of makes sense with the whole water scenario, because obviously Mark's brother drowned, so yeah. So that's a bit of a stretch, that statement, but it's just a little theory that I have going on inside my mind at the minute, so yeah. But yeah, I just really thought this was an incredible episode, and yeah, I gotta say the visuals in this as well was just really, really, just really, really beautiful. Like we had that ancestral plane at the, I guess, very end. That was just really, really stunning, and just everything. Like even on their journey, I got to say the visuals were just really, really incredible. So I am really, really much in awe with how visually beautiful the show is. So yeah, but oh boy, this was just really, really really devastating. Especially when Steven sacrifices himself and yeah, he saved him. He saved him. Well, he saved Mark from the undead, really. And it's just really, really heartbreaking because of the fact that Stephen has come to the idea that he is just a coping mechanism. He I guess isn't real in a sense, and so he cannot afford for Mark to die because he's the real deal. So I don't know. I feel like there is an opportunity that Stephen could come back. I'm hoping so, because you know, it's going to be really, really sad if this is the end of Stephen. I mean, even though him turning to glass basically is, you know, kind of a damning outcome. But, you know, it's Stephen at the end of the day. I think we all pretty much adore Stephen, and it's just really, it would just be very, very heartbreaking. But then again, could this open the door for Jake to, I guess, replace Stephen? So, because Jake has to come into the fold at some point. So, and given the fact that a pretty big scenario for Mark is the fact that he has these different personalities. So I do suspect that Mark will have, like, whether it's Stephen, whether it's Jake, he will have a second personality still when we do conclude things next week. So yeah, but no, it was just really, really heartbreaking, this episode. But it was just really effective in terms of going into Mark's past and how Stephen came about, how the Moon Knight came about, and just you just felt so bad for Mark and Stephen as well, considering how his conversations with his mother, his actual mother is dead, so he is a coping mechanism, all that jazz. So yeah, it was just, like I said, another fine example for Phase 4 showcasing that it's nothing but pain and trauma. So yeah. Like, honestly, we could go through No Way Home, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki. What do they have in common? They are all filled with pain and trauma in some degree. So yeah, and Moon Knight is just another addition to the list, so yay. I guess Hawkeye as well, since obviously that is that does feature Clint reminiscing about what happened to Natasha, so and there was just some very, very painful moments there. But that's Phase 4 in a nutshell. Pain and trauma. Oh boy, but I'm excited to see how we do conclude things next week with Moon Knight. I am concerned, like I said, in regards to how many elements I am currently thinking about regarding what we've got left to wrap up. And hopefully this isn't like a 45-minute episode, the final episode, because obviously you got to cut away 5 minutes from the credits, because they, you know, take several minutes. So I'm hoping that the next episode is going to be long, so I do have that comfort in regards to them being able to tie up everything and potentially set things up for season 2. I want there to be a season 2 or a future for Moon Knight, but because I know they also said it's initially started off as a limited series, I think. So, but we'll just have to wait and see what does happen. But overall, great, superb episode. And I want a hug. No, but I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!